Hello all, welcome to another session in this course. This session is a continuation of the previous session where in the previous session I covered the part 2 of HTML basics. Now in this session I am going to cover the part 3 where we are getting started with HTML. Okay, till now we didn't practice any HTML. We only have discussed about what is HTML in the part 1 of HTML basics and editors in the part 2 of HTML basics. Now in the choose an editor, that is Notepad++, a recommended editor Notepad++, I am going to show you how to practice HTML. Okay, so you don't have to go outside this session and practice on your own any other HTML concepts. Whatever the HTML concepts I am covering in this session are more than enough as part of this Playwright prerequisite. Okay, we are not going to learn the HTML in depth case. Okay, we don't want to be a developer where you have to build different web pages of the application. That's not our ultimate purpose. We are learning the HTML because we have to understand locators, which is going to come next in the prerequisites of Playwright. Okay, and other thing is that while automating different type of UI elements using Playwright automation tool, it's required for you to understand the HTML code of that different UI elements that you are going to automate. So that was the reason. So we got started, right? So that's why we are only learning the basics of HTML, not the entire HTML. We are not learning. So whatever I'm covering in these sessions are parts of this HTML basics. Okay, part series in this course. That is more than enough. So without getting deviated, guys, let's get started with HTML right now. Okay, let's get started with HTML. So first thing in this get started with HTML is you have to understand the basic structure of HTML page. Whenever you want to create a web page, for you to create a web page, you need to understand the structure of the web page. So let me explain about the structure of the web page, guys. Basic structure of the web page. Basic structure of the web page. Basic structure of the web page. What is the basic structure of the web page? Let me explain here. So assume that there is a box. In that box, there is one person. This is the head of the person, and this is the body of the person. This is the head of the person, and this is the body of the person. Like that, assume. Okay. Now, so I'm taking this example, guys, to make you guys understand the basic structure of the web page. Okay. Basic structure of this HTML page. Otherwise, okay. Instead of web page, you can say HTML web page. Basic structure of the HTML page or web page. Anything is fine. HTML page. Okay. Basic structure of the HTML page, if you have to understand. I'm going to use this particular diagram so that you can understand this basic structure of HTML page in a better way. So here, wherever the box is starting, that I will call it as starting tag of HTML. Starting of the HTML page will have this starting tag HTML surrounded by less than symbol and greater than symbol. Okay, this is called as a HTML tag. We have to call this as a HTML tag, which is starting of the box, right? Now, where this HTML page will end? The end of the HTML page is nothing but the end of this box, and it's almost same like this one, but there is some difference. That is less than greater than. Inside this /HTML will be there. This is a closing tag. Okay, this is a opening tag. This is a closing tag. So HTML page, whenever you want to create or develop one HTML page, then you have to write the HTML code, right? The root element is nothing but the HTML tag is, which will have the starting tag or opening tag, which will have less than greater than symbol and HTML. If you want to close this, almost same kind of thing you will write, but before this HTML, you have to write a /. This is a closing tag. It's opening tag. This is closing tag, starting tag, ending tag, whatever you call. Okay. Now inside this HTML tags, there will be some sub tags. Okay. Here head is there, na? Here head is there. So the name of the tag is head tag. Okay. Inside this HTML, head tag will start. Where the head tag will end? Where the head tag will end? Wherever this head is ending, there the head tag will end. So here, /head will be there. /head will be there, right? Now wherever the body is starting, there the body tag will start. Wherever the body is starting, there the body tag will start. Body tag. Okay. Wherever the body tag is ending, wherever the body tag is ending, body is ending, there the closing body tag will be there. Closing body tag will be there. Okay. So starting HTML tag or opening HTML tag, closing HTML tag. Inside this HTML tags, starting and opening and closing HTML tags, we have head and body tags. Okay. Head is starting here, head tag is starting here, head tag is closing here. You see forward slash means closing tag. Okay. Here body tag is starting, extra forward slash means this is closing tag. Now, if you look at this, this is the basic structure of HTML, guys. Okay, just I have taken this as a reference, guys. This box having the head and body of the person. I just take it as a reference so that you can remember this code. Whenever you are writing the HTML code and whenever you are creating a web page, okay, or HTML page, you have to write the code like this. This is a basic structure you will write first. After that, you will write the remaining part of the code. Okay. HTML slash inside this HTML head and body tags will be there. Now, other way of understanding this basic structure of HTML is here HTML is a parent of this head and body tags. Inside the HTML, head and body are there. So head and body are the children of this HTML tag. Okay. What is the relation between head and body? A single parent can have multiple children, right? So head is one child of the HTML tag and body is another child of the HTML tag. That means the relation between head and body is siblings, brothers or sisters or whatever it is. Okay. So for head also same parent is there. For body also same parent HTML is there. And these are the siblings, brothers and sisters. Other word for siblings is brothers and sisters. Okay. Fine. So this is the basic structure of HTML. Whenever you start writing or creating the HTML page, you have to create the structure of you have to write the structure of the HTML page, then you have to write the remaining stuff. Okay. So this is the basic structure of the HTML page. So where I have to write the structure of the HTML page, I'll just go here and open the Notepad++, the editor that I have recommended in the previous session, right? I'll just open this and this is the editor I have recommended in the previous session, right? That is, we are going to practice HTML in my sessions, especially in the Notepad++, whether you choose basic Notepad or Notepad++ or Visual Studio Code editor for practicing HTML is up to you. But I'll be preferring Notepad++, I told you. Here I'll be writing HTML. When I'm typing this, you see, the color is not coming. So what I'll do here is HTML. Here I'll write simply /HTML, or before writing anything else, before writing anything itself, what you can do is just go here and simply say file save as. If you don't save this and if you start typing the HTML code, the colors and all those things will not come here. Okay. It's black and white, right? So if you don't want that kind of thing to happen, you can just say file save as, and here give some name and save. That is 3.html. Okay. Give some name. Okay, name of the file and say .html is extension of the file. Here say all types and click on save. Once you save this, now if you start typing here, you see the colors are coming. Okay, no, that is the difference, guys. Okay, after saving the file as HTML file, if you are actually writing the HTML code, then you will get this benefit. Okay, fine. HTML/HTML. So what is the basic structure of HTML? Inside this HTML tags, I would write the child tags, that is head and body. Header tag starting here, header tag ending here. Body tag starting here, body tag ending here. So we have to start learning how to write or understanding the HTML code with this basic structure of HTML code, which is required for creating the web pages. Okay. Like this, I have written the HTML code. Now you'll get these options to collapse entire HTML code or collapse only the head section of the HTML code or body section of the HTML code, expand, and so on. A lot of features will be there. Okay, this is a basic structure of HTML and how to write this basic structure into the Notepad++ file for practicing and all I told you just now. Now, how to save the HTML file also I covered. How did I save? With which extension I have saved the HTML file? .html file extension, right? Here, when you say file, save as, and you already gave the extension as name of the file as 3 and extension of the file as .html, guys. Or you can also give HTML also. Either HTML or HTML, both are fine. Both it will take as, okay? You can either save this HTML file with the extension .html or .html or .htm, but I prefer HTML, guys, okay? But I prefer HTML because most of the people will try to save the HTML pages with the HTML extension only, okay? Not HTML, even though it is possible. This is what is, generally a lot of people uses, okay? It's a popular one, you can say. So I'll be saving this as a HTML file, okay? Yes, you see 3.html, I'll save like this. Yes, okay, the .html, okay, extension I gave. Done. Now the actual, actual HTML practicing will start. Now guys, I have written some basic structure of the HTML code here. Just the outline kind of HTML tags I have written, like starting HTML tag, ending HTML tag, in that head starting tag, head ending tag, body starting tag, body ending tag. Now when I saved it, and it got saved actually. Now this, who will understand this HTML code? In one of the previous sessions, I clearly mentioned that in the part one of this HTML basics of HTML, I clearly mentioned that what is the software that can understand this HTML code? It's nothing but the browsers. Any browser is nothing but a software which can understand this HTML code and render this understood HTML code in the form of a web page on the browser. Okay. And we'll open that web page in the browser using this HTML code. But how to open this HTML code in the browser? For that, you know the location where you have saved this file, right? 3.html, right? Go to that location, open containing folder explorer, and you'll go to the location. This is a file you have saved, guys, and you know this is HTML file. Whether this browser icon is coming or not, it may or may not come here. It may be other icon in your machine. That's okay. But extend this is the file, guys. 3.html. Right click on this file. No matter, don't worry about this icon or something. It may or may not come for you. Some HTML file will be there. Just right click here and simply say open with. In that, choose your favorite browser. Okay, any browser. I'll choose a Chrome browser, guys. When I choose a Chrome browser, you see in the Chrome browser, this 3.html from this particular location in my computer machine, from the downloads folder in my computer machine, the HTML file name, that is 3 with extension .html file, got opened here. The moment it got opened here, what is the title that is coming, guys? What is the title? By default, the title of this particular, the title is nothing but something that is displayed on this particular tab. Okay, this is the area. You can see my mouse moving, right? This is the area where the title of the page will be displayed. If you don't specify the title in the HTML code, if you don't specify the title of the page in the HTML code, then by default, the name and extension of the HTML file will be coming here. Okay, in Chrome browser. But if you open the same thing in Firefox browser, you will not get anything. Okay, you'll get some other thing maybe. So let's do that. Right click here and say open with this time Firefox browser, let's say. See that what is coming by default. You see path of the file is coming. Entire path of the file is coming. In different browsers, different kind of feature will be there. That's okay. But here actual title is not coming. But if you want to display a proper title for the page, you see, if you go to any application page like, Amazon.com, if you go to Amazon.com, just see what is the title that is coming on the page. You see, for Amazon.com, what is the title coming? Amazon.com, spend less, smile more. Spend less, smile more is coming on Amazon.com. Okay. Different websites will have, okay, different title of the pages. Okay, you can go to different pages of a website. For example, on the home page, this is coming, and if you go to this some other page, let's say careers page, what is the title coming? Amazon.jobs. Help us build some kind of title they are giving, guys. Okay, some unique titles they are giving. Fact page. If I go, frequently asked questions is a title. Like that, every page will have a title, guys. So what if I want to set the title for this particular page? How to set the title? For that, guys, title of the web page. Okay, we have to use something known as title tags. There will be something known as title tags. So where I have to write this title tags, where I have to write this title tags, I have to write the title tags inside the head section. Here, write the title tags. Okay, title, starting title tag, ending title tag. Okay, this is a starting title tag. This is the ending title tag. In between this title, starting and ending title tags, give the actual title, whatever the title you want to give. You can give here. Okay, HTML basics, HTML basics uh, for Playwright. This is what we are learning, right? HTML basics for Playwright. I am writing here. Okay. Now, okay, if you save this file, this is a title I gave, guys. Okay. Earlier, when this particular title was not given, the name and extension of the file or the path of the file was coming as a title in different browsers and all, right? But once I specify this title tags inside the head section like this, now you can tell me head is the parent of the title tag. Yes or no? Title is the child of the head tag. Head is the child of the HTML. Okay, this is a relation you have to find out, guys. HTML is a root parent. Under that parent, another child is there known as head. Under the head, we have the title tag as a grandchild. Now, title is a grandchild of the HTML. Head is a parent of the title, as HTML is a grandparent. Okay, grandparent of this ancestor or grandparent of the title tag. Like that, you have to understand the hierarchy, guys, of the HTML code. Whereas head and body are the siblings. They are at the same level. Head section is at the same level, body tags are also at the same level, so they are siblings. But here title is a child of the head tag, head is a child of the HTML tag. Okay. So far you are clear, right? Once I save this title, right? Now go here to the browser and browse this URL here. Just give the path of the HTML file here or okay, whatever. Okay, just give the path of the HTML file here and press enter. The moment you press enter here, the code inside this, okay, the HTML code, the actual HTML code that is written inside this file name dot extension will be read by the browser, and the browser will render that on the page like this. Okay. But here, what is the difference that made is title, you see, HTML basics for Playwright is coming. HTML basics for Playwright is coming, guys. That's what is the thing. Okay, that's what is the thing you need to understand. If you specify the title of the page will be coming. Okay, like that, many tags will be there, guys. In HTML, a lot of tags like this title tags and everything will be there. Okay, and based on that, browsers will understand these tags and will render the page accordingly on the browser. Okay, on loading and load them in the browser. Load that page in the browser. Now, entering normal text in the body without any tags. The next item that I'm going to cover here is, I may not be covering all these items in the single session, guys. I'll be covering this part of multiple parts, okay? Multiple parts, guys. Multiple parts of the HTML basics I'll be covering. So don't expect me to cover each and everything in a single session. So that will become very lengthy. So what I'm trying to do here is, here basic structure of HTML and saving the HTML page I covered in the part 3 of HTML basics for now. Now, title of the web page also I covered in the part 3 of the HTML basics now. Now, entering normal text in the body without any tags also I'm going to cover here, okay? So here, I'm going to write the normal text, guys. Just observe here what is happening. My name is Arun Moturi. I love, I love, my name is Arun Moturi. I love HTML. Then here I'll write down HTML stands for hypertext markup language. Okay. Here I'll write developers use HTML. Tap. You see, a lot of tab space I'm giving. Lot of gap I am giving on tab space, whatever. Okay. Developers use HTML to create web pages. Then multiple lines I'm giving here after giving a lot of gap here in multiple lines. Okay. Collection of related web pages is nothing but a website. Like this, I'm writing some lines. So this is the text I have written, guys. This text has some gaps, spaces. It's in a different format, right? Now, if I save like this, and in between the body tags, I have written the text. So if I say head section, what is a head section? This part is called as a head section. For example, let me show you guys. Let me take a screenshot and explain you what is a head and body section. Let me explain you. This part is called as a head section, whereas this part is called as a body section. This is head section. This is nothing but the head section. And this is nothing but the body section. Okay. Body section. Okay. You need to understand. Now, if you want to display some text on the body section, if you want to display the title in the head section, then you have written in the HTML code, you have written the title tags. Inside the head tags, you have written the title tags, and the title of the page got displayed there, right? Now, if I want to display this normal text without any tags, I have not written any tags surrounding this text, guys. You see, I've just wrote the text directly inside the body tags, guys. And this, especially for this particular text, I didn't use any tags like title tag or some other tags I didn't use. If I normally write this particular text and while writing the text, I made this line to come in first line, then second line. Okay, here before only some space gap is there, and in between the line some gap is there, and here in between this line and this multiple line gaps are there. Like that, intentionally I've written the text like this. Okay. Now if I save this and go here and browse this, okay, browse this particular URL. Okay. Where is this file? Just see here what is the location. Just over the right click here and open folder in Explorer or something. You just see this is a file, right, that I'm trying to open. Right click here and say show more options and properties, and you can get the path of this file, guys. Just copy this path in the browser. If, for example, you have closed the browser like this. Now here you can say forward slash, and here after forward slash, what you have to write? I have to give the entire path of this file. That is 3.html I'll write down. And here I'll write a 3.html, press enter. The moment I press enter, what is happening? Okay, the HTML code is read by this browser and rendered in the form of this particular thing. You see, now you can clearly see, right? You can clearly see what is happening here, guys. What is happening here? My name is Arun Motori. I love HTML. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. Developers use HTML to create web pages. Collection of related web pages is nothing but a website. Everything came in a single line. But here I have written in multiple lines, multiple gaps, multiple spaces, new line gaps. Many things are there. But here, you see, that's what is something that I want to prove you guys. Okay. In HTML, if you specify this particular text without using the tags, these gaps, new lines, everything will not be considered by the HTML. Okay. The gaps, new lines and everything, this formatted gaps and all those things will not be considered by the browser, guys. While rendering, it is displaying in the single line, guys. Okay. If you want to get this in the same format, for that other tag you have to use that I'm not going to cover right now. I'll cover that later. Okay. Hope you are understanding, right? Entering normal text in the body without any tags means what will happen? This format, exact spaces, gaps and lines and everything will not come, guys. Instead, everything is coming in a single line without any gaps, spaces and all those stuff. Okay, this is how the HTML works. That's what you need to understand. Everything is working in the with the help of the tags, guys. Okay, you have to use some sort of tags to get your output in the output displayed on the web page in a proper format. Okay, browser will simply read that and ignore all the spaces, gaps and all and display that particular HTML code text in a single line itself. Okay, in the body text. Why this particular text is coming on the body of this page? Because you have written the text inside the body tag. Since you have written this particular text inside the body tag, this particular text is coming in the on the body of the page, on the body section of the page. Okay, fine. So entering normal text into the body without any tags, this is what is going to happen. Now this is a part 3 of basics of HTML, guys. Now in the next session, I'm going to cover the part 4. Okay, part 4 of the HTML basics, where I'll be covering the different sizes of page headings, creating a paragraph and all so on. Okay, whatever that is possible for me to cover in the next session, I'm going to cover in the next session. For now, let's stop here. And in the next part, this is a part 1 I covered. This one is a part 1, all right? Collapse all. And these 4 items I have covered in the, these 4 items I covered in the part, part 3, right? Editors I covered in the part 2. HTML I covered in the part 1. So from part 3 onwards, we'll write here. Now part 4, I'll be covering some topics. That's okay. Now save this, guys. Save this. Now what I'm going to do next here is, okay, that's all. That's all for this session, guys. Let's meet in the next session where I'm going to cover the part 4 of the HTML basics, where other topics will come. So that's all for this session. See you in the next session. Bye everyone. Take care.